People, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing great. Here we are back for some more practice on scatter plots, right? We love some scatter plots. We're talking about line of best fit, strong and weak, nonlinear associations in 4.2 here. So a nice extension on 4.1. So let's hop right to it. Which line best models the data? So again, it's asking us to pick out which line from here is our trend line, right? Remember, a trend line goes in the direction, right, that the dots are going in. About half are above, half are below that line. So while line S, right, is going in the direction of the dots, it's not that great because it doesn't fit very well. Line R, completely wrong. Yes, we would like this line right here. I believe they're calling this line P. If you chose that one, good work. Does the scatter plot show a positive, negative, or no association? So, like I talked about in the key concepts, name this with everything. Look, they're only asking for one thing here, but let's get in the habit of naming it every single way we can, right? So this is definitely linear. What else is it? It's definitely negative, right? If you were to draw a trend line, guys, that trend line's going in that direction. Are all those dots pretty close to the trend line? They are, so we are going to call this one strong. Okay? There we go. This ain't going to take us very long, guys. These questions are, unlike writing in slope-intercept form, these questions don't take very long. 3 and 4, we got to put our thinking hats on here. It says determine what the scatter plot's going to show us about the association. So this is where we have to kind of think. Maybe we make our own scatter plot. Age and reliability of a car. So if we had the age of a car in years, okay, and we had how reliable it was up here. Well, when the car is like 1 day old, is it very reliable? It is, right? Maybe it's way up here. When the car is, halfway through its life, maybe it's 10 or 15 years in, is it as reliable as it was here? No, it's maybe not. Maybe it's about here. When the car is super old, right, like a sweet vibe car, right, it's almost an antique. It's almost a collector's edition, right? Is it no, it is not reliable. Its reliability, right, is going down. Now, the sweet vibe, guys, would be out here. It would definitely be an outlier, right? Because even though it's super old, it's still super reliable, right? So it would be an outlier. But most are going to fall in that pattern. So we can now say that this one clearly would have negative association. Okay? Treadmill running time and calories burned. Okay, so again, time, calories, right? At 0 time, have we burned any calories? We sure haven't, right? So we know we're starting here at the origin. Maybe 5 minutes in, I've burned some amount of calories. At 10 minutes in, am I going to burn less calories than I was at 5 minutes? No, that's not how it works, right? It just keeps going up and up and up, okay? So yeah, this one, guys, you figured it out. This one's also going to be positive. Well, the other one was negative. This one's positive. Okay? Moving on. 5 and 6. Describe the relationship between the data and the scatter plot. So it looks like all of these dots. As my x values increase, what happens to the y values? So as the x's increase, the y values decrease, right? So describe it with all of your descriptive words. Linear, negative. Everybody draw a trend line on this for me, right? If I'm going to draw a trend line, somewhere about there. We're all probably going to draw one that's slightly different, but going to be close to that. Are the dots really close to that, or are they kind of spaced out? Yeah, they're kind of spaced out. So that indicates that it is weak, okay? What do we see over here, right? What do we see on this one? I got a random dot down here at the origin. That's great. And then all these kind of go down, and then it looks like they're all kind of curving this way, right? They all kind of go that way. Are they following a pattern? Yes, they are. That pattern just happens to not be linear. So we are going to call this one non-linear, right? Again, that's the only way we can describe it. Once you're non-linear, you don't get to be anybody else. You're just non-linear. Okay? You don't get to be, negative or weak or strong or any of that good stuff. Bam. All right, here we go. Yep, you can read through this. Draw a trend line for the scatter plot. Easy enough. Again, looks like all these dots are going uphill here. So, that's a pretty good line right there, folks. Okay? Yes, your trend line is fine if it goes through a couple dots, just like mine did, right? I went through 4 dots. I got 2 below. I got 3 above. Perfect. Draw a trend line. Check. What type of association does it show? Again, all the different names we have. Linear. Positive. And the last one is, that's right, it's strong. Okay. Use the information from the scatter plot to explain why the manager should or should not get a raise. Well, number of months, number of customers, right? So it's increasing. So as the months increase, the number of customers increase, right? Dude's probably doing a nice job. So yeah, we would say he should absolutely get a raise. Describe a situation that will show a negative association. Again, if you want to make up your own story that has negative association in it, I'm fine with that. In the meantime, I just want to do these last couple of questions here. You guys cool with that? Sure you are. If you want to try these on your own, go ahead, pause the video, come back, pick whatever answers you'd like, okay? How do you know if a scatter plot shows a nonlinear relationship? So again, nonlinear. So think back to the example we just saw on the front of this page. If you're not sure, boop, look back over. If you're not sure, go back to key concepts, question number 3, I believe. Trend line can be drawn. Scatter plot forms a curve or a line. Points in the scatter plot form a line. There is no association. Couple bear traps in there. So guys, the one we want though is right here, number B. Right? If we see a curve or a line, that means nonlinear. All right. And then lastly, kind of what we did on questions 3 and 4 here. We have to figure out of our data here, our paired data, our bivariate data, which shows a nonlinear association. So in other words, if we were to make little scatter plots, right, which one is going to be nonlinear? So it's going to make a curve or a circle, right? That's what they talked about here. The age and number of siblings. Nope. Amount of money earned and length of hair. No, that's just going to have dots all over the place. Area and side length of a square. How do we find the area of something? Well, we multiply the area, right? Or to find the area of a square. So, yeah, guys, if we are picking one, there we go. Age and weight of puppies. We all love puppies, but that one's not going to be a nonlinear association. It's telling me to select all that apply. So if I've made it this far and I've only picked one, do we even need to read the last one? Yes, we do, but we could absolutely say with 100% certainty we're going to pick it. Height of a bouncing ball in time. So as time goes on, the height of that ball, right? I'm sure if we had a tennis ball here and I dropped it, right? It's going to bounce back up, and then it's going to come up a little bit more and a little bit more, and then it's going to definitely take that curve pattern there. So
That's right.
Anyway, guys, that was the 4-2 additional practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time. I think we're probably getting pretty dangerous now at all this stuff. Again, the biggest thing, guys, when you do your homework, read the question. If it tells you to describe it, it's better to write more descriptive words than only one, right? Don't just write, oh, yeah, linear, right? If it's linear, you've got to give me the other words too, okay? Be a good reader. Be a good writer. I'll see you guys later.